Breaking news now. The body of a young girl found in the trunk of a Tesla has been identified.
A private investigator claims he's uncovered crucial new evidence in the haunting case of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the girl found in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to rising music star David. And
now today we're diving into one of the wildest, darkest, and most confusing stories of 2025 so far, the ongoing murder investigation surrounding singer David and the tragic death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. I'm talking about a case that's got people questioning everything, from how her body ended up in his car, to why he's suddenly transferring houses to his mom, to who made that creepy fake 911 call that brought cops swarming his family home. This one's deep, so let's get into it. It all started on September 8, 2025, when police in Los Angeles made a horrific discovery: the decomposed body of a 14-year-old girl, later identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, inside a Tesla registered to the singer David. The car was reportedly parked and abandoned near a residential area. According to early reports, there were no visible signs of trauma, but the smell led a bystander to call authorities. When they opened that trunk, what they found shocked even the responding officers. The case quickly went public because of David's rising fame. This was the same artist who went viral off hits like "Here With Me" and "Worthless." And just like that, his name was tied to something straight out of a nightmare. Now, here's where things start getting crazy. Authorities never officially confirmed how David and Celeste knew each other, but the internet did its own digging, and what fans found had people losing their minds. David had allegedly written a song titled Celeste. There were matching tattoos, and multiple people close to the girl claimed she told them she had a boyfriend named David. He was an adult. She was 14. That immediately raised red flags.
that new evidence, he claims, includes who was the last one driving the Tesla where the teen's body was ultimately discovered.
People began calling him out online, demanding answers. But instead of addressing it directly, David went completely silent. No statements, no interviews, he just disappeared. Then, just when everyone thought things couldn't get more suspicious, something bizarre happened. 10 days after Celeste's body was found, on September 18th, a 911 call was made, claiming there were gunshots and a possible murder at David's parents' home in Hempstead, Texas. Police raced to the scene, only to find nothing. It was a swatting, a fake emergency call, meant to send armed officers to someone's address. But get this, the caller's voice was altered using a voice changer, maybe even AI software. An audio expert later confirmed that the call had robotic tones and synthetic frequencies. In other words, someone went out of their way to disguise themselves and drag David's family into more chaos. But why? Was it revenge, a setup, or a distraction? Now here's the part that had everyone saying, "Hold up, what is going on here?" According to court records, on the same day as that swatting call, David transferred the deeds of 2 properties in Texas, both homes under his name.
Micah and Cher, that private investigator, told me tonight that he actually has video evidence of the last person driving that Tesla. He says he has supplied it to the LAPD. He also told me tonight an arrest in the case could be coming very soon.
Into a trust under his mother's name. Then, just 4 days later, he moved another property the same way. These weren't random sales. It was a legal transfer of ownership, done quietly, but right in the middle of a death investigation. Legal experts say this kind of move can mean one of 2 things. Either he's protecting his assets, or he's hiding them. And considering how messy this case already was, it raised a ton of suspicion. So let's break it down. I spoke with trial attorney Matthew Selson, and he gave 2 main theories. First, asset protection. If David thought criminal charges might be coming, he could be moving his properties out of his name to make them harder to seize. Second, civil lawsuits. Celeste's family could eventually sue for wrongful death, and if they do, any assets in his name could be used to pay damages. Now, That doesn't mean he's guilty, but it does show he's acting carefully.
Clues tonight about the crime involving the remains of a teen girl found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by rising star musician.
Maybe too carefully. Selson said, "Look, transferring assets during an active investigation doesn't look good. Courts can undo those transfers if they think it's shady, especially if they were made right after the event. In other words, if a judge believes he did it to dodge accountability, they can reverse the whole thing and even use it as circumstantial evidence in court." Let's recap that wild timeline for a second. September 8th, Celeste's body found in his car. September 17th, police execute a search warrant at a rental mansion in LA he'd been staying at. September 18th, a swatting call hits his family's home in Texas. Same day, he transfers property to his mother. That's not a random sequence. That's pressure. A day after that search, he broke his lease, packed up, and left Los Angeles altogether. His entire tour was canceled, all upcoming appearances wiped from his schedule. His lawyer, none other than Blair Burke, a Hollywood defense heavyweight known for representing celebrities in deep trouble. You can call it coincidence.
Has been deceased a lot longer than what people may have originally thought. It could go back as early as January or February, which is hard to fathom.
Private investigator Steve Fisher recently went inside the Hollywood Hills mansion where David lived just before the body of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in his abandoned Tesla.
But when that many moves happen in the same week, the internet's going to connect the dots. So, where does the case stand right now? Police have still not announced an official cause of death for Celeste. The coroner confirmed she wasn't pregnant and had no signs of prior pregnancy, but toxicology and DNA results are reportedly still pending. Investigators are being extremely tight-lipped. No charges, no arrests, not even confirmation if David is officially a suspect. But it's clear he's under scrutiny. Meanwhile, online sleuths are digging through his old lyrics, music videos, and interviews, looking for hidden clues. Fans noticed he deleted certain posts, changed captions, and even unfollowed a bunch of people connected to Celeste's circle. Some are saying he's covering his tracks. Others think he's just scared for his safety. Either way, the silence isn't helping his image. Right now, there are 3 big theories floating around online. Theory 1, David was involved somehow, whether directly or indirectly, and this is all damage control. Theory 2, Celeste's death was an accident, maybe substance-related, and he panicked. Theory 3, someone's framing him, and the swatting call, the timing, the property moves are part of a bigger setup. No matter which side you believe, the optics are bad. You got a young girl gone, a star on the rise now hiding behind lawyers.
They were disturbing items.
And Fisher told KTLA he found items that could be linked to the crime, items left behind by LAPD even after a search of the property.
There's some items, some physical items that I unfortunately can't disclose, but they are significant because they could be something that...
And a trail of suspicious timing that just doesn't add up. Even fellow artists have started quietly unfollowing him, while fans flood his old videos with comments like, "We need answers," and "Where's Celeste's justice?" And now that there's talk of her family preparing a civil suit, things are only going to heat up more. So what's coming next in this twisted saga? Well, lawyers expect subpoenas soon, for the trust paperwork, for his mom, and for any legal teams that help with those property transfers. They'll want to know who authorized it, what money moved, and why it happened so fast. If prosecutors find anything showing those moves were made to dodge liability, it could become part of a criminal case. And let's not forget that Tesla was registered in Texas, where those property transfers took place, everything circling back to the same state. Coincidence or a calculated pattern? At this point, nobody knows exactly what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez, but one thing's for sure, this case is far from over. Between the swatting calls, property transfers, and unanswered questions, it feels like something much bigger is going on behind the scenes. Whether David is a panicked innocent man trying to protect his family or hiding a dark secret, time will tell. But one thing we can all agree on: Celeste deserves justice, and her story deserves the truth. That's all I got for today, gang. Make sure you drop a comment, share your thoughts, and hit that like button. I'll keep you updated the moment anything new breaks in this case. Till next time, stay safe, stay aware, and don't believe everything you see online. Peace.